Imagine this. You're standing at the foot of the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's massive, over 480 feet tall when it was first built, made from over 2.3 million limestone blocks, each one weighing as much as a car. Now here's the strange part. Why this shape? Why that size? Why did ancient Egyptians build pyramids instead of towers, domes, or palaces? What if the answer wasn't just tombs, but a perfect blend of science, engineering, and spiritual logic? Let's investigate. First question, why a pyramid? Well, the shape actually solves a lot of problems. Start with gravity. If you're stacking millions of heavy stones, you need a design that won't collapse under its own weight. A pyramid distributes the load downward and outward, like a mountain. No corners sticking out, no beams that snap, just compression and stability. It's the most structurally stable shape you can build without steel or concrete. That's not just lucky, that's smart. And consider this: wind, sandstorms, earthquakes. A sloped surface deflects them all. Even 4,500 years later, the pyramids haven't budged. Try that with a modern office building. But hold on, it's not just about physics. The pyramid had spiritual meaning too. The ancient Egyptians believed the pharaoh became a god after death, and his soul needed a way to ascend to the heavens. The pyramid shape? A literal stairway to the sun. In fact, pyramid in ancient Egyptian is Mer, which some believe means place of ascension. And if you stand at Giza and watch the sunset, you'll see the pyramid's western face glow orange, the direction of death and rebirth in Egyptian belief. Coincidence? Doubtful. Even the alignment is precise. The Great Pyramid faces true north, with an error of just 3 arc minutes. That's more accurate than most 20th century buildings. So either they had alien help, or they really, really cared about the stars. Now, let's talk numbers. The base of the Great Pyramid spans 13 acres, almost 10 football fields. And it's not just big, it's flat. The base is level to within an inch. How? They didn't have lasers or GPS. They used simple tools, plumb bobs, water levels, and sightlines. But they mastered them. Blocks were quarried, shaped, and transported using sleds, ropes, and log rollers, with evidence of water being poured on sand to reduce friction. Ramp theories suggest a long, straight ramp, a spiral ramp, or even internal corkscrew ramps built into the structure itself. No matter the method, it worked. Archaeologists estimate 10,000 to 20,000 workers, not slaves, built the pyramid over about 20 years, and they were fed, paid, and housed in workers' villages we've since excavated. This wasn't a forced labor project. It was a national effort for a god-king's legacy. Here's something wild. The pyramid's slope, about 51.5 degrees, isn't random. It balances height versus stability. Too steep, and it collapses. Too shallow, and it loses impact. But it also encodes math. The Great Pyramid's base-to-height ratio approximates pi, and some argue it encodes the golden ratio. Was this intentional? Maybe. Was it genius? Definitely. Also, the structure had a reflective white limestone casing, now eroded, that made it gleam in the sun. From miles away, it would have looked like a glowing beacon, or, as ancient travelers described it, a white mountain in the desert, purpose-built to inspire awe. So, what if they built the pyramids this way for a reason? Not just because it was efficient, but because it was eternal. A pyramid is the ultimate message. We were here. We mastered matter. We understood the stars. And we built something that won't die. And it worked. 4,500 years later, we're still asking, how did they do it? But maybe the better question is, why did they want it to last forever? Because long after the pharaohs turned to dust, their mountain of stone still stands. And maybe That was the real point all along.